Hi Babel team, I'm Amy and I am going to be your coach for the next 6 months. How exciting! I am making this little video just to introduce myself to you all. I'll also be popping into the office next week so you can say hello in person. But this is where I live, so this is Southsea Beach. And I'm feeling very smug because there's a very blue sky today, so I thought, I've got to take advantage of this, otherwise, when it's grey and windy, it just doesn't look the same. So I am a coach who supports communications professionals. I've been doing this for maybe 5 years, 6 years now, and my background is all comms, so I know agency life, and I worked in an agency actually with Jenny until I got to account director level. It was a B2B and consumer agency, but I did a lot of B2B tech, so again some similarities there. And then after that I went freelance. That was back in 2014, and moved to south of France and thought I'd try working from there for a few years, which kind of blew people's minds at the time because it was pre-pandemic and it wasn't so normal to work from a different country, but it worked pretty well for me, and it just gave me that opportunity to start to really figure out what I was interested in and what I wanted to do and how I wanted to use my skills, which took me on that coaching journey. And then the last few years I've been supporting senior comms professionals both in agencies and in-house, quite often on things related to their career goals. So there's quite a lot of existentialism to it, I've got to say. So people kind of getting into a comms career quite by chance and then wondering how they got there and what they actually want to do with it. So I'm completely used to all that kind of thing, and it's just a pleasure for me to kind of help my clients find their way through to really valuing themselves more and understanding more about why they're unique and what they offer as an individual. So the consequences of that might look like increased confidence or more presence, more magnetism, more success, getting noticed more, promotions, pay rises, new jobs, all of that good outcome stuff that we see. The other side of when people have really put the work in to learn about themselves and to increase their self-awareness. So with Babel, I'm going to be helping you with anything that relates to your day job or your career and your future. So while it's not life coaching, I do find that quite often your personal life will come into it because you are one person, you're not like a work robot, and there'll be all kinds of things going on in your world. I'm the mum of a 6-year-old girl in a co-parenting setup, so believe me, that brings all kinds of things. I'm not just a coach, and you'll be the same. You'll have different things to do with your family, your health, your location, your finances, all in the mix in your personal world. And sometimes you might not want to bring that stuff in to share with your colleagues and that kind of thing, but when you're in a coaching dynamic, it's different. We can really look at not solving anything that's going on in your outside world, but we can look at how it might be influencing and weaving in with your work priorities and just give you more perspective, more balance, more calmness. And that's something else I should mention, is that my background isn't just in the more traditional executive coaching, although I do have lots of those kind of tools to use and frameworks and all that good helpful stuff for the mind. I've also been on quite a journey with teaching yoga, so I did that for a few years while I was out in France, and I'm a Reiki level 2 practitioner, so I'm quite tuned into the body as well, and sometimes that's a really great route into things that are affecting you, particularly where stress is involved. So don't be surprised if you come to a session and you're coming away and you're like, oh, Amy made me do some meditation, or we tuned into my body and I found these kind of emotions or these pain or these restrictions, and we worked on that when I thought I was going into a session about, you know, a client that's triggering me. Because again, it's just roots in, and it's ways of working with you as a holistic person rather than just a brain in a body. So we might have some fun with that, and obviously if you're not open to that kind of thing, that's fine as well. I will adapt my methods according to who I'm working with on an individual basis. So that's a bit about me and a bit about how I work. And yeah, really looking forward to learning about you, and can't wait to meet you.